everybody, Keren here from tuppencecoloured.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. This is what I've been making today. If I take off the lid here, you will see that this is a Matchbox explosion box. And what I like about it is each of these compartments has a little drawer that slides out, and I think something like this would be absolutely fabulous for holding, I don't know, little needlework supplies. So if you know somebody who likes to sew or maybe do embroidery, something like this would be handy for them, or just for little trinkets. Now, I got the idea for this from a channel called Live Love Scrap, and I've since found out that there are quite a few videos out there showing you how to make this or something similar. I used the envelope punch board to help me, and it made making it super easy. Stay with me, I'll show you how. So for each drawer, I'm going to need a 6-inch square piece of paper for the drawer, and a piece that is 3 3/4 by 7 inches for the drawer lid. For the panel that goes onto the side of the box, I need a piece that is, let me just check my notes, 2 3/8 by 4 1/2. And for the drawer liner, I have a piece which is 2 3/16 by 3 1/2. And I need each of those pieces 4 times for the 4 drawers. Then, as well as those, I need 2 pieces of card or DSP, whichever you prefer. This happens to be mint macaron, and they're 3 1/4-inch squares. And for the lid, I have another piece which is 5 1/4 inches square, and I've got a 3 1/4-inch square piece to go onto the top of the lid. So those are the pieces of card and paper there. I'm using my envelope punch board, and I'm going to start by punching at 2 inches and making my score line, and again at 3 inches. Punch and score. And I'm going to turn my paper around, and I'm just going to line up the crease I made with the pointer on the punch. I don't really want it to go bouncing around like that, but you know, too late. Okay, and same thing again, lining up the pointer with the crease that I've just made. And then I'm just going to repeat that on the other 2 sides. Now I'm just going to sharpen those creases that I just made. Okay. And now I'm going to take my snips, and I'm just going to free up the tabs on the end. Okay. The same thing on this side. So I'm just trimming down that crease mark. Is it easier for you to see on this side? Possibly. This is all I'm doing. Oops. I nearly had that one going the wrong way. Wouldn't have been the end of the world, but you know, I like to keep things neat. Okay, so now I'm going to make one more crease on each of the 4 sides by folding the flap over, and then I'm folding it again on the crease that's already there. So now I have a crease there and a crease there. And I'm going to repeat that on the other 3 sides. And I'm just going to put a little bit of liquid adhesive on to those 4 little flaps. And some along here and along here. And I'm just going to, oops, close up my box. Well, it's not a box, is it? It's a drawer. But you get the gist, don't you? You get the idea. Just, oops, get in there. Tuck in the flaps and trap them with the long piece of card. And this one does not want to play. What's going on? See, it shouldn't be this hard. It should not be this hard at all. Oh, I love it when things go right. Get in there. Yeah. And we'll also put a little bit of liquid adhesive on the flaps. I'm just going to refresh the glue that's on the flaps that I've put there already. Do you know what, this talking and crafting at the same time lark, it ain't all it's made up to be. Okay, so there is my drawer. I've got my little liner piece, so I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive onto the back of that and pop that in. And I'm going to set that on one side to dry while I do the next step. So now I'm going to score my 7-inch wide piece at 3/4 of an inch, at 3 inches, 3 3/4 inches, and at 6 1/4 inches. And my other piece, which is going to be the side, I'm going to score at 3/4 of an inch, but I'm making sure that I'm scoring it at the bottom edge, what will be the lower edge of this piece of paper, because otherwise my flowers will be growing upside down. Now, if paper isn't directional, it doesn't matter, but for this paper it does, so just be careful. So I'm just going to burnish the fold that I just made, and while I have my piece of paper handy, I'm just going to apply some tear and tape, and that's just going to save me a little bit of time later on. And I'm also going to pop some along this piece as well. So this piece is going to be the sleeve of the drawer, the bit that goes all the way around it. So I'm just going to sharpen my creases. And I'm going to put some tape along this edge. So here is my drawer that I made earlier, and I'm just going to take the backing off the tape, okay, so that's going to go around that side thusly, and I'm just going to also add a little bit of liquid adhesive, because that will do two things. One, it will give me a little bit of wiggle time, and two, it will make it a much stronger much stronger stick. Alright, so that's going to go over the top like that, and I'm doing it with the drawer in the sleeve because you want there to be a little tiny bit of ease. You want to be able to get the drawer in and out, and the easiest way to make sure that you haven't kind of made it too snug is to kind of fit it on your piece. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to attach my drawer to the flap. This is going to be the side piece. So again, I'm using liquid adhesive and tape, as the tape will give me the instant grab, and the liquid adhesive will give me a little bit of wiggle room, and it will also give me longevity, because sometimes even with the best tape ever, sometimes the adhesive can dry out, particularly if it's being kept somewhere warm. So I've lined that piece up, okay, and I've got the drawing upside down, but that's easily fixed. Now I have my 4 drawers, and I'm going to start lining them up with one of the base pieces. So this is how I'm going to do it. Liquid adhesive again for the wiggle room. Got my square of card, and I'm just going to line it up onto the edge so that it fits just like that. All right. Then my next piece, same thing. I'm going to line these 2 pieces up together, and then I'm going to bring that flap over. Just like that. Alright, and it's just a case of rinse and repeat. Same thing again. Tape and liquid adhesive. You see that one's wiggling around. Don't want that to happen. So that's 3. And one more makes 4. Turn my box on its head, and I'm just going to neaten up the base with my other piece of mint macaron card. And that is the box finished. So the box itself is finished, but it's still going to need a lid. So with my 5 1/4 inch square of card, I'm going to score on all 4 sides at 1 inch. And I'm just going to finish off the lid with one of the pearlescent doilies, which are so pretty. Just to give it a little bit of something extra, but it's gorgeous as it is. You know, it doesn't really need anything extra. So this is just a little bit of extra loveliness. And there we go. I'm going to call that done. And there it is. Now I've left the decoration on this one quite simple. If I wanted to, I could go and maybe put a stamped sentiment on the top there or on the sides of the boxes, but I think that it is absolutely gorgeous the way it is, and I do hope that you agree with me. But that is it for today. Thank you very, very much for joining me, and I would love it if you came back and saw me sometime again soon, because I will be posting more videos in the very near future. But for now, once again, thanks for joining me. Bye bye.